Playing Morgana in the mid lane here, obviously. We're going to start with boots and pots.
Share in my torment.
I'm not going to buy an ability quite yet. Or unlock an ability quite yet, I should say.
They will suck the summoner's rift.
So when you're playing mid lane, there's basically two main ways that you can go about playing a mid laner. And one of the ways, you can be aggressive and try and turn it into a kill lane, or you can be passive and you can make it just kind of a farm lane. And that's all just kind of going to depend on who you select as a champion and who the other person is as a champion. Like as you can see, I got Morgana, and she's an extremely good farmer, so generally I'll want to turn a Morgana lane into a farm lane for quite a while, and eventually get a little aggressive with my farm. So it's really easy to out-farm opponents with Morgana because of her W, which is her tormented soil, and what it does is it's just going to drop a little puddle, and it'll do damage over time. Once you level that up to 3, it'll take out the entire back wave of minions. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. Start attacking it, Udyr. Not your leash on wolves. Alright, well, we're going to have connection problems. And I'm going to start with my Dark Binding. And I'll just give him a good leash here. Good leash, good leash. It should be okay then. And now I'm just going to come out and we're going to just try and off-farm this Victor for a little while. You're just going to want to focus on last hitting the minions, as always. If you're not very good at it, just do a custom game at some point and just, oops, I missed that one. Do a custom game at some point and just practice it for a little while. You'll eventually start getting the hang of it, but last hitting is one of the more important things in this game. I'm just going to get a little impatient here. Oh, I'm going to miss that one probably, yep. And once he starts kind of pushing it in my direction, I can kind of, you know, auto-attack them a little bit here and there. Just being sure that I'm trying to get the last hits. I'm doing really bad. Wow, I'm doing really bad. Oh, I'm going to miss that one too. I'm so bad at this game. Maybe I should play a custom game in practice. Holy crap. Let's harass him a little bit there because he's going to just be doing that to me the entire time otherwise. While I'm worried about farming. I'll miss a couple of minions here, but it's alright. He's just trying to push my lane up really hard because he knows I'm going to have to start trying to last hit under the towers, so I'm going to drop a pool on them. And then we'll just kind of push the wave back a little bit here with some auto attacks here and there. I'm going to pool this group here. And then I'm going to miss that one because I'm really bad. I'm going to level my tormented soil up again here. I'm doing really, really bad. I'm only losing by 1 though, so that's okay.
I'll have my revenge.
And he's just going to walk straight lines away from me, so I'm going to, you know, take advantage of his stupidity. when I get the chance, and I'm gonna just throw Dark Binding on him. And I'm gonna always, oops, I misclicked that. And I'm always gonna follow it up with a Tormented Soil if I hit it. I have that up to 3 already, don't I? I'm gonna be sure and get these last hits, and now you're gonna watch here. This is gonna just destroy this whole back wave. I missed one of the minions, but now's when I'm gonna really start to run away with the farm count. He's gonna be smart enough to move away from that one. So I'm down, but it'll be really easy to come back with Morgana because all I have to do is this right here. That whole back wave is done for. Now I got my ult. Be sure and get that one. Yeah! You did exactly what I was hoping you would do. And I maybe should have grabbed a mana pot because with Morgana, my passive gives me a percentage of spell vamp. Drop another pool back there. And I'm not even going to worry about that back row because I know that's going to just get cleared. Missed that too, God. I'm just CSing like a champ, full sarcasm mode though. But we're doing okay still. We're keeping up now at this point. I'm gonna drop this. Call my MA. So there he made the mistake of when he got snared. He came back out and he tried to be aggressive when he was sitting at lower health than me. And that's his big mistake because all I had to do was land a snare and then I knew I could pool under him and ult to kill him. And I didn't even have to use my ignite. I was going to be sure I killed him, but I didn't even need it. That being said, it really worked out well for me because now I got to keep my ignite and I got the kill. So this time when I go back, I'm going to buy a couple mana pots. It doesn't look like this Udyr is going to give me a blue buff right now. So I'll buy another health pot, a few mana pots, and now we'll just be able to go a little bit more spam happy in mid lane. And it's really nice to have Morgana at mid lane because it's extremely hard to gank her because of her spell shield. That's her E ability. It puts a spell shield and makes it it absorbs a certain amount of magic damage depending on what level it's ranked up to. And in addition to that, it also prevents things like stuns and snares from hitting and doing damage to you, or and rooting you or whatever. So it's really, really hard to gank her, even if I don't ward. And I should be warding, but I just haven't yet. And now he's starting to get scared of me because he's throwing up that little stun every single time I come close to him. Every time I hit a snare. He knows I'm gonna be willing to be more aggressive now because I'm up 1 kill to 0 on him. And I'm only behind by 2 farms, so I have actually earned more gold than he has at this point, and I'm gonna clear this wave again. I'll just auto attack this. Let's push it up. And I'm gonna grab the spell shield. Again, it's always nice to have that leveled up further. And the nice thing about Morgana is I can just harass him under his tower like that if he's just going to sit there and take the snares. So I'm going to continue to do that every time if he's going to keep standing there. And so I'm going to just keep on farming until I see him make a mistake. You see the spell shield absorbed all the damage there? He tried to gank me and I just threw up the spell shield and walked away like nothing. And you can see that my ult is up again. So at this point, it's getting really, really easy to just clear these minion waves with no worries whatsoever, because I just throw down my W and he can't do a dang thing about it. He's running a little low on health and he's really low on mana. So if he doesn't go back now and I hit him with a snare, he's going to be dead, because my ult is up again. So he's going to be in some serious trouble if I can land a snare. I'm going to just keep on clearing these waves. And, I mean, it's really, I'm not even concerned at all about him, because I'm just way more fed than he is right now, and I can just zone him a little easier, because I have the ability to snare him, and like I said, if it hits, he's done for. And I'm willing to use up a little bit of my mana for those sorts of things at this point, because he is so far behind, and I have a lot of it, and I have mana pots, so I'm just worry-free pretty much right now. Now I'm just going to keep pushing this lane up. It's going to be a lot harder for him to last hit this stuff under the tower. As you see, he's missing some of it. And I'm only one behind in CS now. I'm going to call my mid MIA.
I'll have my revenge.
He's back. And I'll just last hit that one.
They will suffer.
I want to keep these minions over here. And I'll tank them a little bit, because I have a lot more health than he has. You can stay. I'm going to use a mana pot just so that I have full mana. And he's really, really being safe now. I'm going to use that snare on that because I want to get that kill, and I didn't because I failed. Getting a Skype call, that's going to have to stop. So that's getting kind of annoying.
They will suffer.
I'm just going to throw one of those under him there. He's all out of mana now, so he can't do anything to me. I'm not scared of him at all now. He doesn't have a blue buff. He's out of mana entirely. And I'm going to just keep pushing this stuff up, and if I land a snare, he's done for. So I've just got to catch him in a bad spot. Use another mana pot here. And you can see I'm willing to spam these abilities because he's out of mana. He's not going to do anything to counter me. He's staying in lane. So I'm going to just kill all these minions and I'm going to keep pushing. Oh, it hit! That was lucky on his part. He did have his flash, so that was good. That was good on his part, I guess. I'll give him that. But I'm going to stay right here. I'm gonna tank these. I'm going to push them up as quickly as I can because I see him going back now. He's going back, so I definitely want to kill all these as quickly as possible and push him to his tower. And now I'm going to just use the time while he's back to go ahead and go back myself. When I get back, I'm going to buy my Speed 2 boots, and I buy Sorcerer's shoes on Morgana. And the first thing I'm going to want to go towards is Azonia's Hourglass. I don't necessarily need the armor quite yet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy 2 Sight Wards and 2 more mana pots. And I'm going to save the last 900 gold that I have, because that'll get me towards my Hourglass a little bit quicker. And why didn't I just go ahead and buy what I could afford on the Hourglass? It's because I'm not going against an attack damage opponent, so it's not going to do me as much good. The only thing it would really have any effect on is if I got ganked or on towers. So it's to me it's not worth it quite yet when I could get a needlessly large rod in a little bit here. That'd be a lot more beneficial to me. This guy's gonna give me a blue buff now. So now I can spam even more. It'll be just, unless he picks up a blue buff too, it'll just be really, really unfair in my favor. You can see she's pretty good at picking up blue buffs quickly because of her pool combination with her snare. And I'm gonna just spam now. I don't really care.
A summoner has disconnected.
That's not good.
Do not doubt.
And I have a health pot, so I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna use that just to be safe. I'm really not that scared of this Victor at all anymore.
A summoner has disconnected.
I'm gonna put another level in my shield.
Feel my pain. An enemy has been slain.
So I'm gonna just use a spell shield to be safe. Make sure I get that minion here. And they're working on a dragon, so I'm gonna try and push this wave up as quickly as possible and just go ahead and go help them in a second here then. I get all of those. I get every single one of them. That's what you want to do. And now I'm going to work down and I'm going to help them. And it could just be as simple as me getting a pool under it. Because that's all I'm going to really be able to do by the time I get there. They actually cleared that a lot more quickly than I thought they would. And a good place to use my wards, a good time to use will be right now. I like to put them right there.
I'll have my revenge.
I'm going to try not to get hit by that. Ooh, just missed him on that. And I'm going to just go ahead and pool that again. I want to hit all these.
Without mercy.
And now he's starting to actually avoid my snares because he's getting a little bit smarter. I'm going to put my other ward right here. Same spot on the other side, basically.
Do not dally.
I'm going to move. I moved that up there so he doesn't notice that I had a missing spot in there. So we might not know, because if there's a missing spot, you kind of want to assume that it's a ward that's been used.
Share in my torment.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not scared to spam my abilities here because I have a blue buff. The more I spam my abilities, the more health I get back. Just gonna throw that tormented soil back there. I only actually got one of them. He pushed that up more quickly than I wanted him to. It's alright though. I'm gonna throw it down again. And I want to make sure and try and get as many of those under the tower as I can. And I got a few of them. Didn't do the best, but I took a lead in the CS now. Like I said, it's really, really easy to CS with Morgana.
Without mercy.
And I'm gonna just keep on clearing these. It's easy to clear these things. He's just pushing it. He's not necessarily getting all the last hits, which is good for me. And he can't really do much to me, but I am gonna spell shield there just to be safe. I got both of those under the tower, so that's good. Now you can see my blue buff is gone, which is unfortunate, but I gotta call my MA. So now I don't see him here. I want to be sure to push this as quickly as I can so he does not get this experience out of it and he does not get this gold out of it. And then I'm going to be a complete jerk and hopefully just... Actually, I better see if they need help down there. Well, they already died, so... I'm going to just take his big Wraith. And two of the little ones too, apparently. Oh, well, I didn't think he was going to catch up, but I countered him, I guess, in exchange for their death. And I'd have rather been able to save that person, but I guess we'll do what we can, I guess. I still don't see anyone here. I'm going to just put a couple hits on this tower. I mean, I don't know where Victor's at. I'm going to say he's MIA still. And he's still not back, so I'm going to just keep on pushing this up. I don't know where he's at still. My ward is expired, so I'm going to want to be careful here. I always want to be ready on my E button because just in case I get ganked, that's my spell shield, I should add. But I did just see Master Yi at bottom, and he still is there, so I'm going to go ahead and just take a tower while nobody's here. I mean, if they're all just going to kind of chilling other lanes, and my laning partner is gone. So I'll just take advantage, and I'll just keep on farming. And they actually seem to be doing okay down there. And I pinged that, so hopefully they know. And there I ulted, and just so that I did not get taunted, I also threw up my spell shield there. Spell shield is not up. I can't save you. So we had a retarded Soraka go ahead and just give him a kill. That's not what I wanted to happen at all. And I'm going to just take my wraiths here because my jungler's nowhere near them. I'm going to call my MA again. And then I guess they're deciding to get in fights down there that I don't want them getting in. Okay, well I don't know where this Victor decided to go to, but... And I'm going to push this up and I'm going to go back and buy, because as you can see I'm sitting on almost 4,000 gold. I've just been farming and farming and farming since that first kill. And I'm actually up 32 CS on this Victor. And I haven't been back in quite a while, so I'm going to go back, and I can afford my hourglass straight up. So I'm going to just buy that, and then I'll just go right back to lane with my hourglass. I'll save my 700 gold, and then I'll build a death cap next. My Odir's going to go back right now, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and take his wraiths again, because my lane is pushed way up here. There's not a whole lot I can do, and I'm not necessarily safe being up there when I don't have this warded, which is what I should have bought wards, but I didn't because I wasn't thinking. And I'm going to just take those as quickly as possible so that I can get back to my tower, because now he's trying to push it. And now I'm going to try and freeze this right here. I'm going to throw out my spell shield just to be safe here. And I got a pretty good amount of those, I guess. He didn't get a whole lot of harass off on me under my tower. He just threw one little shield at me. Our dragon is up. Or the dragon is up, I should say. And I expect to get most of these from this pool here. My ult is all the way up to level 3 already. He's 2 levels behind. He can't really do a whole lot. If I land a snare, he's dead. And my jungler's up top again. So this lane is going to stay at the mid here. And so I'm going to take my wraiths again, because I can clear those really quickly. And then this guy seems to think he's safe right there. So I'm going to try this. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to come around behind him.
They will suffer.
I hit one of his wraiths. So, I mean, didn't lose anything out of that, so it's not that big of a deal. And I better go and help bottom, I guess. So I'm going to push this up, and then I'm going to go to bottom, and I'm going to try and hopefully get a kill down there. Or at least hold them off.
I'll have my revenge.
And it actually looks like they backed off. Ooh, boy. And they all decided to come towards me, so that's when the spell shield comes in nice. I did not get it off in time for his taunt, but had I gotten that off, his taunt would have done nothing to me. They're starting stuff over there, which is not good.
I'll have my revenge.
And I'm going to go ahead and just ignite him there. You can see, with my ulti, I locked up 3 of them there. and they weren't able to do anything for a couple seconds. And that's why Morgana's ulti is really good. It does some instant damage, and then it does some damage after a few seconds if they're still in range. And they were all still in range. So I did a lot of damage. I kept them all in the same place. You saw I missed my snare right away. Didn't want to get stunned there. This Soraka is perhaps not the best Soraka I've ever played with. And I'm just going to tank these. I don't really care. Because I can clear this really, really quickly.
Without mercy.
We saw Lee Sin here. And I'm not in a very good spot here. I'm stuck behind them. I might be able to pick one of them off.
Without mercy.
In fact, I might be able to pick this Victor off. I managed to get him. I'll throw the spell shield on her so that she's not going to be able to get taunted away from him. And that worked out pretty well. That worked out really well, actually. I mean, we did in fact lose our Soraka, but that was the support in exchange for their mid laner. So I will take that. We killed Victor and we killed Lee Sin. So that's keeping them out of the game in exchange for our support, who's for some reason 9 and 5 and going AP. But regardless of that, I guess whatever. I'm gonna work towards a Rabadon's Death Cap next. And you can see I still have my health pots or my mana pots from, I don't even remember how long ago. But after a while, you can spam abilities and do just fine. I mean, it helps to have the blue buff so you can spam them even more, but it's really not a huge deal. You can see this Master Yi is just done for. He just got melted. After that Vayne hit him into the wall, he was done for. Oh, I missed that really badly. And I'm willing to tower dive because I have a Zhonya's Hourglass. So if I ulti and then Hourglass, the tower can't do anything to me, they can't do anything to me, and they'll all get locked up. So if they're standing here, I'm going to do it. Oh, I thought I hit the R button, but apparently I hit the T button. Oh well. Minor detail. So not a big deal. I kind of wasted my Hourglass. He's just done for there. I mean, this game has gotten so one-sided. I mean, we all did pretty well for the most part. That Master Yi is gonna... Oh, I wanted to help. Oh. Master Yi's really fast.
I'll have my revenge.
I'm not really concerned about it, because I can tank these towers a little bit. He wanted to come in and try and kill one of us, I think. And you can see we're pinging Baron, because, I mean, we're up 25-13. We've got an inhibitor pushed at mid lane. They can't really do anything about it. If they come and try and contest it, we might have a little bit lower health. It depends on how much damage we take, but, you know, in most situations, there's not going to be anything they can do about it unless we have, like, Vayne tanking the Baron, and that's not something that we're going to be stupid enough to do. We have 2905. Nope. And you saw my Hourglass before my ulti was up. I didn't want to get stunned. And I knew if I got stunned, I might have been in trouble there. But we did manage to come away ahead. And I'm going to land that, and he's just going to be locked up there and done for. He got snared and pooled, and we had my entire team there. The only thing he could have done to get away was to taunt, and after I snared him, he was done for. So with Morgana, it's extremely important to land your snares, but as with a lot of stuff in this game, practice makes perfect. You're not gonna be good at it the first time you play Morgana, but if you get good at it, you can really dominate a lane at a game as Morgana. You can single-handedly carry a team as Morgana. Not that I'm doing that right now, but you can if you need to. If you get good with Morgana, you can carry a game. I'm gonna throw my spell shield on her so she can't get stunned. I might kind of be chilling towards the back. Shouldn't have tower dove there. I just put one auto attack on him there. He was just done for there. You can see we're just kind of melting these guys right now. I mean, the Baron buff is definitely helping. But on top of that, 33 to 14 is the score, and that's just extremely unfair. He's dead. I was gonna say, they just went ahead and surrendered there. He was dead if he would have stood in my pool for another 2 seconds. He would have been done for. And since I had him locked up, he more than likely would have died from that. You can hopefully by now you've noticed that with Morgana, if you can hit your snare, that can single-handedly change the entire team fight. If you can just snare up someone on their team that's like their AD carry, like an Ashe or a Victor, someone that's dishing out a lot of damage, that'll keep them out of the fight, and that'll even potentially get your team to kill them. And that being said, you're not going to lose team fights if their AD carry is never able to fight. So Morgana is really good at that because once you get with her snare, it's easy. It's really easy to just completely keep someone out of a fight and zone them. And as you could see, there was a point there for a little while where I was completely zoning Victor in mid lane, trying to keep him from farming. As I kind of tried to come back, I was a little behind in my farm. But he was a little bit lower on health, and he should have gone back. Don't ever just stay there like that. He ended up dying for it once, so, I mean, he really hadn't thought that through at all. I mean, Morgana is definitely one of the better mid laners at the moment because of her spell or her ability sets. It's just a snare pool, and I mean virtually ungankable after you unlock your spell shield. So definitely, if you get the chance, she is one that you want to get good with in the mid lane. And if you have any further questions, you can feel free to comment on my video here or add me on your friends list. I can play a game with you sometime maybe or something, and we can talk about stuff. And maybe I could help you out a little bit if you need it. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching the video. Morgana is very, very OP at the moment, and that's because of, like I said, her abilities. Yeah, like I said, again, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment or hit me up, and we'll see you in my next video. Thanks.